الدويسان. I am a writer and a poet. I was invited by the الدرعية بينالي to produce 4 original poems in response to the theme of after rain. I think ultimately a poem really comes alive when it is transferred and when it's communicated, and ultimately a poem doesn't belong to the writer, it belongs to the audience. And so there's this activation that happens with an audience, that happens when a group of people are listening to something, especially when their minds are open. And I think in a space like the biennial, where people are exposed to lots of art and are curious about different things, there's a different mood that exists in an audience of this kind, I think, in this wider environment. I think at the end of every performance, I hope that people walk away with, I suppose, more perception in life. I think the process of writing poetry just makes you more attentive to everything. And you almost see that little degree of magic in everything that you do. I think there was a very interesting term that defined the poem as turning the ordinary extraordinary, or the extraordinary ordinary. And I hope that it encourages people to do that with their own experiences and their own lives, because I think it just leads to a more richer and more interesting experience of it. I love the poems that came as part of the open call. They were all very different. They were performed beautifully, and I think there was an artistry that was reflected by each individual poet.
اسمي مروج. أقدر أنا الآن أرجع لأهلي وصحباتي وفوقيتي في العمل وأقول لهم إنه أنا شاركت في بينالي، شاركت في إلقاء شعري، حابة إن هذه الدعوات توصل بشكل أكثر، لو نحن حنلبيها أكيد 100%، لأنه نحن نحتاجها. أتوقع أن الفنان اليوم السعودي قاعد يدور على مساحات مشاركة، فجدا ممتنة إني كنت اليوم مع بينالي في أول مشاركة لي.
Performing before today's audience was wonderful, because it was an audience that had braved a huge storm to be here, and I felt they were very responsive. It was the way people that were responding to the words and to the narratives, and at each moment where you would hope that there is that glimmer in their eyes, it happened. So for me as a performer, that was very satisfying, and there was clearly a communication going there that I found very rewarding.